RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, and first in television, presents the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show. For your enjoyment, here is the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, written by Ray Singer and Dick Chevrolet, with Elliot Lewis, Walter Tetley, Robert North, Janine Roos, Ann Whitfield, Walter Scharf at his music, and yours truly, Bill Foreman. Today, Alice plans a party for Mr. Scott. However, the surprise she plans is nothing to the surprises caused by those helpful co-planners, Phil and Frankie. But first, a word about RCA Victor.
What's the picture you got there in your hand, Alice?
Oh, that? Why, that's the new RCA summer replacement.
Summer replacement? Well, what do you mean, Alice? That's a picture of the new RCA room air conditioner.
Why, of course, honey. That's the summer replacement.
Yeah?
Sure. The RCA room air conditioner is the summer replacement for hot, humid, sticky air. What an act. A hit from coast to coast.
Well, give me the routine, honey. Give me the routine.
Sure, Phil. The RCA room air conditioner is especially designed for room comfort. It filters the air, dehumidifies it, cools it, and circulates it gently and quietly. Why, it's as easy to tune out stale, humid summer air and tune in fresh, cool, comfortable air as tuning your radio from something stale.
We're losing listeners as it is.
Quiet, Remley. You're right, Alice. The RCA room air conditioner is wonderful. And it's the only room air conditioner with coast-to-coast factory service available through the RCA Victor factory service contract.
And remember, just as sure as you live and breathe, you'll live better, breathe easier with an RCA room air conditioner. Read it about it in this week's Life magazine, huh?
And now the stars of the RCA Victor program, Alice Faye and Phil Harris. Phil and Alice have been associated with RCA Victor for 2 years now. They've been renewed for next year, and in appreciation, they are throwing a big surprise party tonight for their sponsor, Mr. Scott.
So, RCA Victor signed you for radio for next year, eh, Philip?
That's right. And if I say so myself, William, I made a shrewd deal with them. What a contract we got. We're going to be on the air for 39 weeks. I got complete control over the program, and I get to do 2 songs every show.
How about the money? Any raise for next year?
Yeah. I got to pay them $100 a week more than this year.
Gee, I hope this surprise party for Mr. Scott will be a success.
Honey, it's got to be, because Scotty don't know a thing about it. You know something? He's really going to be surprised when he walks in the door tonight.
Especially when Phyllis and I greet him with our song.
A song? What song?
Uncle Frankie wrote a song for us to sing to Mr. Scott.
Uncle Frankie wrote it for you? That should be cute. How's it go, kids?
We'll sing it for you. Ready, Phyllis? A 1, a 2. 3 cheers for old Scotty. He's covered with dough. There's only one trouble. He won't let it go. But they need you, dear sponsor, both Harris and Faye. She's too old for pictures, and he is passé.
All right. Stop it. What kind of a song is that?
Yes, Frankie has a lot of nerve saying I'm too old for pictures. You don't think I am, do you, Phil?
Of course not. Why, honey, I can see you in a picture with Donald O'Connor.
Oh, you can?
Sure. You and Louis Stone are his mother and father. Donald comes home with his wife, who has just had a baby, and you
Forget it. You know, Frankie wasn't too kind to you either. He said you were passé.
That's ridiculous. I've never been in a cowboy picture in my life.
Phil, do you know what the word passé means?
Certainly. Do you think I'm stupid or something? That's when the bandit gets away and the sheriff organizes a passé to catch him. Or sometimes the passé don't get into the gun.
All right, I've heard enough.
Let him talk, sis. He fascinates me.
Now, look, Phil, we have a lot of work to do before our guests arrive. Willie, I want you to set the table. And Phil, you finish putting up the decorations. I have to put the stuffing in the turkey and sew it up.
No, you don't have to do that, honey. I did it for you.
You sewed up the turkey?
Yeah. All you have to do is clean up the mess in the bedroom. It splashed a little.
Why did you do it in the bedroom?
That's where the sewing machine is.
Phil, please, don't try to help me anymore. Just do what you've been trained for. Go out and order the liquor.
That has already been taken care of. Remley's bringing it over.
Oh? And when he gets here, how are we going to siphon it out of him?
He ain't going to drink it. He knows it's for an important occasion, and Frankie's not the kind of a guy that would... Come in! Oh, it's you, Frankie. We've just been talking about you.
Oh? And what was the gist of your conversation? Something nice, I hope.
I see you got the liquor.
No, I got the hiccups. Had them all morning.
Remley, did you bring the liquor?
Oh, I couldn't. It isn't ready.
What do you mean it isn't ready?
I got a slow still.
Frankie, you made it yourself?
Oh, yeah, and it's great. You haven't lived till you've tasted Remley Reserve. This is the smoothest drink you've ever had, and for the same price, I supply my own glasses with which to drink it.
We don't need your glasses. We have our own.
Lead-lined?
That's all we need, radioactive bourbon.
No, it's not radioactive. It's very tasty. I should know. I've been sampling it all morning.
I thought so. Ooh, look at them eyes. They look like a couple of taillights on a Greyhound bus. Ooh, Remley, those eyes, they look awful.
You should see him from this side.
Remley, forget about the liquor in the eye. Look. Did you call Scotty like I told you and to get him over here for the surprise party?
Oh, yeah, and I thought of a great excuse to get him over so he wouldn't be suspicious.
Well, that's a good boy. You thought of a good gag, huh?
Yeah.
What'd you tell him?
I called him on Wednesday, and I told him you expected to be sick Sunday and you wanted to see him.
Oh, what a stupid excuse. Now he'll never be here for the party today.
Alice, he said he'd be here, and I guarantee... Today?
Yes, today. The party is tonight.
Alice, I bet you're going to hate me.
Why?
I told him to come over next Sunday.
Next Sunday?
Oh, no. The party is all set for tonight. The guests are invited, the food is prepared, everything's ready, and... Oh, Phil, you've got to do something about this. It's up to you to get Mr. Scott over here without letting him know it's a surprise party and without
Don't get
spoiling
excited,
everything.
honey. Don't get excited. I'll go in and phone him. And I'll get him over here some way or other. In the meantime, Remley, why don't you pacify Alice? Amuse her.
How can I amuse her?
Oh, anyway, just slash your wrists or cut your tongue. Jump out a window. Anything that'll give her a laugh, you know.
Oh, Alice, this is all my fault. I feel terrible. And there's only one thing that'll make me feel better. Music. Will you sing to me?
I don't want to sing to you.
Well, in that case, I'll put on a Dinah Shore record.
Wait a minute. I'll sing.
Oh.
What good is a gal without a guy? What good is the earth without the sky? What good are the flowers that show without the sun to make them grow? What good is a gal without a guy? What good is a table set for two if nobody's sitting there with you? What good is a moonlit night if no one's there to hold you tight? What good is a gal without a guy?
Who wants to live alone and like it?
You need a man around to build up your morale.
To light a match, you've got to strike it. It's wrong to be by yourself. Come on, get off your shelf.
What good is a gal like you and me? I'm just like a hive without a bee.
Start wearing that baby stare and wearing that perfume in your hair. Then come and get a twinkle in your eye. What good is a gal without a guy? A gal can be so lonesome without the man she wants. It never seems to work out. Her heart just taunts and taunts.
Who wants to be alone and lonesome? You need someone around who's gonna be a pal. It's tough to be all by your own.
When you're alive and you're young, a fling has gotta be flung. What good is a park without a bench? What good is l'amour without the French? If nobody's missing you, a-wondering who is kissing you.
There's nothing to do but just sit back and sigh.
What good is a gal without a guy? A guy, a guy. What good is a gal without a guy?
Alice, that was simply superb. You have the voice of an angel and a soul to match, and I hope you forgive me because I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear any more from you.
Don't interrupt while I'm apologizing.
Alice, hey, Al. Oh, there you are. Look, I got bad news. I just talked to Mr. Scott on the phone, and he can't come over tonight.
But he's got to come over. The party's for him. Look, Phil, you go over to his house and bring him back here at 7 o'clock tonight.
All right. I'll get him. Come on, Remley. Let's go over to Scotty's house.
All right.
Clyde, don't you think you ought to stop at the Harris house and see what he wants?
I don't have time. You know I'm catching a train in an hour. Besides, there's something very fishy about those phone calls.
Yes, there is. First, Mr. Remley called Wednesday and said Mr. Harris expected to be sick next Sunday. Then Mr. Harris called and said there'd been a change in plans, and he expects to be sick today. Doesn't make sense.
Does anything with those two screwballs?
I wonder why Mr. Harris is so anxious to get you over to his house.
He and Remley probably want to roll me. Now, just forget about Harris and help me pack. I've got to get that train. I'll answer, dear.
Hiya, Mr. Scott.
Harris, what are you doing here? I thought you were at home, sick.
That's not till 7 o'clock tonight. Hey, I came over to talk to you about something, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, we have something to tell you.
Oh, goody. Remley's here, too.
Scotty, you're glad I came over, aren't you?
Oh, yes. It's always good to see. Ooh, those eyes. They look like two ketchup-covered eggs.
Yeah, I wish I'd have thought of that. Can we come in, Mr. Scott?
Yes. Come on in, Harris, but keep Remley on his leash. I don't want him loose in the house.
Yes, I understand, Mr. Scott. I'll tie him to the umbrella stand.
Now, Harris, what is it you want? Please tell me quickly. I haven't much time.
Well, you see, I'd like for you to come over to the house tonight because, Alice bought an antique, and I think you'd like to see it because I know you love antiques.
That reminds me, how's Mrs. Scott holding up these days?
Remley, I have no time for your lousy jokes. I'm leaving town in an hour. I'm going to New York on business.
Leaving town? But, Mr. Scott, you can't do that. I won't let you go to New York.
Why not?
Well, it's too dangerous this time of the year. It's right in the middle of the volcano season.
There's no volcano in New York.
Of course there is. You know, that big, tall one. It's real high. What do they call it again, Remley?
The Eiffel Tower.
No, that's an India. I'm talking about the volcano in New York. What's the name of it, Remley?
Your volcano, you name it.
I can't think of it right now, but anyway, it's dangerous, and I don't want anything to happen to you, Mr. Scott.
Nothing is going to happen to me. Now, please leave so I can finish packing. My train leaves in an hour.
Your train? You mean you're going on one of them rickety old choo-choos that goes along them slippery tracks? Ooh, that's even more dangerous than my volcano.
What's dangerous about a train?
Remley, just tell him what happened to you the last time you took a train. Go ahead.
Okay. You see, this girl was sitting in the club car alone. I walked over and sat on her lap when suddenly I realized she was sitting on her husband's lap, so I...
Not that one! What's the matter with you? Tell him about your other train trip, the one where you got killed.
Curly, I don't think you believe that.
With you, I might. I don't know what you two maniacs are up to, but I have to go on the trip, and I have to leave for the station right now.
But, Mr. Scott...
Get out of my way while I get my hat and coat.
No, Mr. Scott, you can't leave.
Curly, let him go.
But he's getting ready to leave. He's in the closet getting his hat and coat.
I believe that's as far as he'll get.
What do you mean?
Well, supposing the wind were to slam the closet door shut on him like this, and then the wind turned the key in the lock like this, and then the wind got strong and broke the key off like this.
That's a nice little hurricane you got going.
If all those things were to happen, what do you think Mr. Scott would do?
He'd pound on the door and yell, "Let me out."
Let me out!
Called that shot nicely, didn't it? Remley, we can't keep our boss locked in the closet.
Just long enough for him to miss his train. Then we'll let him out and take him to the party.
Let me out of here! You fellas can't do this to me. I'm not Julius.
Now, just take it easy, Scotty. We'll let you out as soon as we find the key. You just relax.
Oh, Clyde, are you ready to leave, dear? It's getting late.
Oh, Remley, it's his wife. If she hears him banging, it's going to spoil everything.
Now, she won't hear him if you make more noise than he does.
What do you mean?
Start singing.
Yeah, that'll cover it up. I'll sing good and loud.
You don't have to make it good. Just loud, like...
Potato chips. Potato chips.
Potato chips. Potato chips. Potato chips. Smack my lips when I eat potato chips. Yes, 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 indeed. Potato chips. Potato chips. Potato, how I love the crunch when I munch a crispy bunch. It's all the lunch I need.
P-O-T-A-T-O chips.
Me-o, my-o, me-o. P-O-T-A-T-O. Even love to spell it. Run to where they sell it. Gotta have a snack of. Got to get a sack of potato chips. Potato chips. Potato chips. Potato chips. Smack my lips when I eat potato chips. Yes, 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 indeed. Potato chips. That's all I need. Mother sent me to the store, and what do you think she sent me for? Okra, lentils, nutmeg, split peas, pizzas, noodles, tamales, Swiss cheese, and a great big pumpernickel bread. What do you think that I brought home instead? Chip, love that crunch. Potato chips. Love to munch. Potato chips. Smack my lips when I eat potato chips. Yes, 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 indeed. Potato chips. So delicious. Potato chips. Better than Knishes. Potato, how I love the crunch when I munch a crispy bunch. It's all the lunch I need. Potato chips. Me, oh, my, oh, me, oh. P-O-T-A-T-O. Even love to spell it. Run to where they sell it. I got to have a sack of. Just got to get a snack of potato chips. Potato chips. Potato chips. Potato chips. Smack my lips when I eat potato chips. Yes, 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 indeed. Potato chips. That's all I need. P-O-T-A, potato chips. P-O-T-A, smack my lips. Love to munch 'em, love to crunch 'em. P-O-T-A-T-O, potato chips.
Fine thing. I'm in here dying, and you're out there singing.
Oh, Mr. Scott, now please relax. Hey, Remley, maybe we better let him out.
No, not yet. He could still catch his train. Keep him in there another 15 minutes. Hey, Scotty. How you doing in there? Still alive, kid?
Just barely. Hurry up and get me out of here. I'm getting asphyxiated.
Well, don't worry. We'll have you out in a fix. Gosh, he doesn't look like the kind of a guy who'd touch this stuff. A sneaker, huh? Probably got him a short bottle stashed away in a long slipper in there. Hey, that's a good gimmick. I got to remember that one.
Curly, he means he ain't getting any air.
Oh.
We got to get some into him.
How you going to do that?
I'll get down and blow some in through the keyhole.
Yeah, it's a good idea, Remley. Go ahead.
Okay.
Just relax, Mr. Scott. We're sending some more air in. Frankie's blowing it in through the keyhole. Can you feel it?
Yes, I can feel it coming in now. I'm getting... It feels very...
And that cutie caught my hiccups.
Never mind that. Look, just keep on blowing. That's it.
Anybody home? I'm bringing the truck. Well, that's a new way to fumigate a closet.
All right, Julius.
Oh, them poor moths. What a horrible way to die.
We ain't doing nothing to no moths.
Then why are they trying to break the door down to get out?
Look, kid, there ain't no moths in here, and we're not fumigating. Keep blowing, Frankie. Keep blowing. Mr. Remley's just breathing in the keyhole.
So I see. Ooh, look at that lock melt. This guy's got a breath like an acetylene torch.
Look, kid, this is none of your business, so beat it, will you? Get lost.
I ain't leaving till I find out what's going on.
If you must know, I locked my sponsor in the closet.
I heard your program last Sunday, and it's a smart move, man.
Look, Julius, this isn't your house. You don't belong here, so why don't you get out of here?
Why don't you get out of here?
I wish I could get out of here.
I'll be darned. They have got Mr. Scott locked in the closet. What's the matter with you guys? Ain't you got no heart? That poor man in there, he might suffocate, and that's a horrible death. You guys ain't human.
Thank you, Julius. You're a good boy. Now let me out.
How much is it worth to you?
Curly, we could learn a lesson from this kid. We're just stinkers for nothing. He gets paid for it.
All right. What gets paid for?
For the last time, please open this closet door. I can't breathe.
Well, Curly, I guess we can let him out now. His train leaves in 15 minutes, and without a car, he can't make it.
What are you talking about? He's got a car.
Yeah, but it won't take him anyplace. While you were singing, I put sugar in his gas tank.
That's kind of a cute touch.
Yeah.
He's got a convertible with diabetes.
Now, you're right. Let's let him out. Oh, I'll have to pick the lock, though. Lend me one of your bobby pins, Curly. Thank you.
Oh, I'm out. Fresh air at last. Fresh air. No.
Remley passed out.
Yeah. I guess he don't know how to breathe fresh air. Well, we better bring him to.
Remley, we ain't got time for that. We promised Alice we'd have him at the house at 7 o'clock, and it's 5 minutes to now. Look, we'll have to take him. We got to take him. Julius, can we cart him over to my house in your delivery truck?
Well, it's full of fruit and vegetables, but I'll make room for it.
Okay, let's go.
Now, quiet, everybody. Quiet. I just heard a car pull up in the driveway. That must be Phil and Frankie with Mr. Scott. Everybody get ready to yell surprise as soon as the door opens.
3 cheers for old Scotty. He's covered with dough.
All right. Quiet, everybody. Quiet. Will you stop with the song already? Oh, Mr. Scott can't hear you. He's out as cold as a flounder.
But what happened to him? Phil, are you sure this is Mr. Scott? It doesn't look like him.
Well, it will in a minute. Wait till I brush this parsley off his face. Wait till I get these soup greens out of his ears.
Hey, leave the apple in his mouth. That looks cute.
All right.
Then you've got to bring him, too. He's the guest of honor.
How can I bring him to?
Here, slap him in the puss with these wet celery stalks.
Julia! You don't do that to a sponsor. These days. Besides, he's coming to now. Look at him. He'll be all right.
What happened? What happened?
Well, you got locked in your closet and you couldn't breathe, Mr. Scott, but you're not mad at us, are you?
Harris, I just want to say one thing. This never would have happened if that closet had been equipped with an RCA room air conditioner.
Now, there's the sponsor for you. He comes to just so he can do a commercial. Nice.
Your RCA Victor television set is a sensitive, fine instrument designed to give you long hours of superb television entertainment. So give that fine RCA Victor instrument the best possible care by getting an RCA Victor factory service contract. You'll be getting the best in television service. Skilled installation of your RCA Victor television set and antenna and replacement or adjustment of parts should they be needed within a year's normal use. Remember, only RCA Victor television owners can have the advantages of RCA factory service. So if you already own an RCA Victor set, or if you're planning to buy one, get an RCA Victor factory service contract. And while you're getting set for summer, see your dealer about a brand new RCA room air conditioner. This fine home instrument is also backed up by an RCA Victor service contract.
Folks, this is Phil again. Alice and I want to give a warm send-off to Meredith Wilson and his music room, who will replace our program for the summer beginning next Sunday at the same time, same stations for RCA Victor. You know, I've known Meredith Wilson a long, long time. We've been very dear friends since San Francisco, and a short time ago I appeared on his program, The Music Room. He's not only a swell guy, but he has a swell program. So please, for me, do listen to Meredith this summer. Now comes another important thing that we all should really do. I would love personally to give Bob Hope and Jack Webb a big hug and a kiss, and also their stars and the entire staff who made such a great and generous effort for the Cerebral Palsy Fund. All day and all night, Bob and his gang were on television out here in the fight against cerebral palsy. And thanks to them and the generosity of the public, they have raised over $300,000 for those poor, unfortunate children. You know, for us out here, that isn't unusual because Bob Hope has always gone out of the way to help other people. And for Bob Hope and Jack Webb, I want to tell you something. We watched you last night, and it was really thrilling, and I know you're going to make a lot of people happy. Thanks, everyone, for listening to us this fall, and be sure and tune in and give us another listen next year. Until the end of the summer, good night, and thanks, everyone.
Thanks for listening, and have a wonderful summer.
This program is produced and directed by Paul Phillips. Remember, whether you're buying a television set, a radio, a Victrola phonograph, or records, put your faith in the cornerstone of American home entertainment for 3 generations. RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in television.
Next, Theater Guild on the Air presents The Bishop Misbehaves on NBC.